I have a video of Michael Irvin that was. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Damn. Ow. That hurt. Damn. Fucking wind. Ow. Well, happy game day morning, friends. Mark Holmes here for my buddy Cowboys, Joe Boo, as well as the Funky Chicken. And we can't forget about good old Bucky the Beaver. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. It is game day Monday, and it feels like it's been a lifetime since the Dallas Cowboys got mollywopped by the Arizona Cardinals. And a lot has changed in so many ways for the Cowboys since that time. Unfortunately, yesterday, if we were looking for help, was not the day that was coming. Maybe it comes in the next 7 weeks, I don't know. But yesterday was bad because every single team that you needed to lose won. The Bears are better than we thought they were. The Bears are better than we thought they were. The Carolina Panthers, seemingly about to lose, end up coming back and beating the Falcons for the second time this season. Both those teams own the tiebreaker. Now, the Green Bay Packers did lose. That kind of helps you. But unfortunately, with San Francisco winning, you've got two teams out there that could be wild cards there. And possibly you have two teams that could be wild cards from the NFC North. We can't worry about any of those things at the moment because what we have to worry about is actually turning ourselves around and actually playing decent football. Bottom line, we're in this mess because of our own fault. The Cowboys, they've made some moves. But the Cowboys, as always, make their moves in panic mode. Instead of saying, how can we fix this shit right the first time? There's never enough time to fix it right the first time. But why is there always enough time the second time to try and fix it? I am excited about the moves that they've made. I just wish they were made last year so that way I could have had all these guys here working out with my team. Now, the Cowboys, they're trying something different. You're going to be seeing different players, and I like this because I don't want anybody to feel comfortable. I want everybody to have to earn their time. Cowboys, we've had a good draft from this past year. You can quietly say that Donovan EZ has been really good. And you look at that and say, in the future, he's going to be great as he gets his man body on him and really gets the ins and outs of the NFL and gets more playing time. Tyler Booker, the man who pushed down the kid at his camp, is pushing down defensive linemen. And you know he's good when you don't hear his name being called. Offensive linemen, when they talk about them, it's because they're not playing good or they're injured. That's the bottom line. You're not hearing about Tyler Booker, but he's one of the best rookies out there. I wish I could say the same about Terrence Steele. But Terrence Steele, we now have a fight for the starting right tackle position between him and Big Nate. Big Nate, of course, in his second year, who's played for Tyler Guyton when he was injured in preseason and things, and has played pretty well. Now, he's going to get a big tax. You got Max Crosby on the outside, but surprisingly, with Max Crosby doesn't seem to be the force that he has been in past years, and the Raiders are one of the worst pass rushing teams in football. So maybe we get a little bit of a break here. But whenever you make a lineup change, it's always something different. It's, that you've got to take time to get used to. Another change in here that we're hearing is that Ryan Fenoy, that Ryan Fenoy, I can't wait to see him get his first catch. He's got some Des Bryant. Well, I hope he does have some Des Bryant in him because that's what Jerry Jones sold to us. But he's been getting more of the third wide receiver reps than Jalen Tolbert and even Kayvon Turpin. And so you may see him getting a whole lot more. Where is Jonathan Mingo? Our 4th round pick. I don't know. I don't know. But Ryan Fenoy has been coming on and doing great things, and you can start to feel where the Cowboys' direction is looking right now. They are trying to figure out who's going to stay and who's going to go. And you have to feel that some of the people that they are kind of beginning to move away from will be Jalen Tolbert. He won't get another contract. And Terrence Steele, because of the cap savings that you can have and use that towards other people. At this point, you look at it and say, I could save $14 million on Terrence Steele being gone. Should I take that $14 million and use it towards George Pickens? That's a way that you can kind of look at it, because we can plug in Big Nate, who's on his rookie contract. We can take the money here and we can better spend it there. Coming off of this year, we won't have any more of the $8.7 million that's going to Michael Gallup and dead money, or the $4 million that's going into Brandon Cooks. So those are two things that will definitely help. And if you look at it and say Ryan Fenoy is dirt cheap and he can be our number 3 wide receiver, he's a lot less than Jalen Tolbert. And make no mistake about it, I technically, if the Cowboys lose tonight, they're not out of the playoff hunt. But their odds of making go down to 2%. Sitting here today, at this moment, I believe it's at 5%. If they win tonight, it jumps up to, wait for it, 6% chances of making it playoffs if they win. The Eagles winning last night, God, I still can't decide if the Eagles are a good team or if they're just lucky. That offense of theirs is atrocious. Their defense, on the other hand, looks really good. And this is where I now have hope that maybe my defense can turn it around. I have been, being a former nose guard. Most of y'all nose guard. What's a nose guard? I've never heard of a nose guard. Yeah, they called it nose guard. They changed it up because it's a dying breed. But being an interior defensive lineman, I recognize that a defense is built from the inside out. As my good buddy DMV said famously, when you control the middle of the field, you control the field. What you saw last night was the Eagles shutting down the middle of the field. You saw their defensive tackles being able to get a push in the middle, getting their hands up, blocking Jared Goff. And you could see how Jared Goff was rattled. Quarterbacks do not like to have big guys in their face. They don't like it. It's like an eclipse. You can't see around them. You can't see the wide receivers break. And then you have to start worrying, is the guy coming around the outside? Around the outside. Buffalo girls come around the outside. Okay, right? Jared Goff never got comfortable. They had a hard time running up the middle of the field. And that made their edge rushers that much more effective. And so this is the effect that we hope to have on the Cowboys. That now we have legitimate studs to go in the middle of the field to help stop the run and put pressure on the quarterback. This is a good game to have because, and I'm not trying to say that we're better than the Raiders. We've won 3 games, people. Let's be real. We've won 3 games. We are not a great team. I know we them boys. I know that we always feel like we're better than everybody else, but the fact is we suck until proven differently. When the Cardinals get mollywopped by San Francisco and can't score, and that's a team that beats you, you got to understand you suck. Okay? Now, with the change in defense, maybe getting some of the pieces that Matt Everfuss needs. Maybe this is sink or swim for him. Now you're getting, after 430 days ago, 430 days, Savon Ravel. That's how long it was that he tore his knee up. 430 days gets his opportunity to debut. Will Savon Ravel be one of the drafted players that the Cowboys got on the scratch and dent pile that end up having potential, but because of the injury, never live up to it? From Sean Lee to Jalen Smith, Morris Claiborne, Leighton Vander Esch, great players, but unfortunately their body could not go with it. Or will he end up being a great player for us? I have no idea. But we're going to start finding that out tonight. He'll start getting some playing time, and I believe it'll be limited. Much in the same way with Overshown. Overshown, incredible football mind. He's had the opportunity to be there with Matt Everfuss and to learn his system on the outside looking in. Will his knees hold up? He will be limited, but you have to feel like he's going to be an improvement for the defense. Logan Wilson, linebacker, he's got a little older, coming from a bad team and a bad defense, but a guy who has been a good player for many, many years and a tackling machine. Can he come here and turn the narrative from him going from one bad defense to helping make one defense better? I hope so. Kenny Clark, we've seen some flashes, but you ain't got a whole lot of guys. Quentin Williams. He's got to be the X factor. He's got to be the guy who drives this defense. If he can play anywhere near like he has in the past, this defense will improve a lot. I love the Cowboys. I love watching football. The pain and the agony that you go through, and believe me, I went through a lot of pain and agony watching that Eagles game last night, watching and live streaming for 14 hours as each game literally feeling like a little bit of me died because here it is. The Bears win. Okay, well, it's going to be hard to catch them. Having some hope because Carolina had been losing all day. And they come back and they win in overtime. Well, there goes. Okay, two teams we lost to. San Fran getting Brock Purdy. And Brock Purdy lighting up the Cardinals. Well, that's going to make them harder to catch for a wild card spot. And then finally the Eagles last night. And hoping that I guess in some regard it's not a complete loss because at least the Green Bay Packers have come back down to earth some. At least our draft position gets better. And what you have to hope for, Green Bay won. Sorry. The Lions coming back down to earth. I don't know that the Lions can go in free fall. Sorry, I forgot. The Packers won. The Packers won, and they're sitting in the sixth seat. If we're listening to playoffs right now, the Eagles are the number one seed. Let me refresh it. Oh, God. The Eagles are in the number one seed. Wow. Rams number 2, Bears number 3. The Bears, believe it or not, the Bears are in first place in the NFC North. Can you believe that, y'all? Buccaneers, first place in their division. Seattle, Packers, 49ers. The Lions are on the outside looking in. The Lions are on the outside looking in, y'all. Understand that. The Panthers are on the outside looking in. The Vikings on the outside looking in, and here we are sitting at 11th spot. In order for us to make the playoffs, we would have to get ahead of San Francisco at 7-4 currently. We're 3-5-1. The rest of the season is about evaluation and hitting the ground running for next year. And I'm okay with that. My expectations originally, although you get caught up, you get a big win, and all of a sudden you start dreaming and thinking, hey, maybe we're better than what we should be. No, Vegas was right. The over and under, 7.5. Maybe it's 7, maybe it's 8 games. But it looks like Vegas is pretty much spot on. And last night, the thing that killed me more than anything else last night, not that this probably would have changed anything, but it seems like the Eagles get away with more calls. And last night, late in that game, when the Lions defense, which actually played pretty good, unfortunately they're on the field too much, when they had seemingly stopped the Eagles, this pass interference call was, are you kidding me? If anything, A.J. Brown pushed off. And that killed any hopes that the Lions had. Let's finish off with this. Now today, again, we got a game tonight, and I'm looking forward to seeing what my new look Cowboys will do. I got to see some progress from them. Let's go to the tape.
I don't care what they say, great cover.
Dan Campbell can't believe it. Lions not happy. Eagles escape. 16-9 the final. The big call at the end of the game, obviously a major storyline. Afterwards, referee Alex Kemp was made available to a pool reporter. No, not yet. Not yet. Let me read it first. Rex kind of jumped the gun. The official observed the receiver's arm getting grabbed and restricting him from going up to make the catch. So the ball was in the air. There was a grab at the arm, restricted him, and he called defensive pass interference. Rex just took the statement. What are we doing here?
I'm telling you, I mean, in all honesty, I mean, jokes aside, that is atrocious. Don't invent a freaking call. It never happened. You're lying eyes. Don't believe your lying eyes. Everybody in the world knows that was terrific coverage. You cannot cover a guy better than this. Stop it. He doesn't do anything. And I thought Chris Collinsworth was outstanding in this when he said, if you're going to call interference, it's offensive interference.
Yeah.
This is terrible. And you know what? The Lions probably wouldn't have scored, but you never know. You never know. It absolutely ends the game. Don't invent a darn penalty. It's a great game between two fantastic teams, and you're ruining it. Nobody comes to see your crappy call right here. They don't want to see it. Let guys play. You can't cover a guy any better than this. This is not a foul. It's never been a foul, and it shouldn't have been a foul here, except some bozo the clown making this call.
Bozo the clown.
It don't just be, well, this is what I saw. You never saw crap because it never happened. And so, I mean, alibi and all this type of crap. Get rid of this clown. Put him in the junior high school where the hell he belongs.
So we didn't like the call. Lest it not be obvious, we were not fans of the call at the end of the game. And Schefter, to your point, it ends what was a very interesting and important game.
Well, the Lions offense failed that team last night. The defense stepped up, but on offense, they did not convert a fourth down. Whereas the Eagles can rely on the tush push when they need a play, the Lions went 0 for 5 on fourth down. Didn't get it done. They barely converted on third down. Here was a fourth down stop. Time and time again, they came up short. And so that pass interference call, that phantom call, horrendous call, but who knows what the Lions would have done on offense. It would have been nice to see if they gotten the ball back. One more chance, but it didn't happen. The offense last night didn't get it done.
Well, I think the thing that you take away is the Philadelphia Eagles have the best defense in football right now. If we're going to talk about the Rams and the Seahawks having the best defenses, and we will, the Eagles are very much so right there. And the takeaway is the Jalen Phillips addition has been absolutely a difference maker.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be the difference between this team winning a back-to-back Super Bowl and not. Because you put Phillips and Carter together now, that's a problem. This Detroit offensive line got exposed last night versus this defense, and that's how you saw some of those fourth down stops. Like, this is the first one. Watch how the left side of this defense, the right side of the defense versus the left side, this twist stunt, that's 4th and 1. You're going to get a stop right at the line of scrimmage. Bang, hit right there. That plays over. This is a fake punt. I think this is Ojomo. Outstanding awareness of look at him get underneath the block on the fake punt. That's outstanding awareness. That's not Vic Fangio. That's Nick Sirianni's coaching. Man-to-man coverage. This team played sticky, strapped-up coverage, and what you saw was the pressure consistently impact Jared Goff. Jared Goff makes this throw 100 out of 100 times, except for last night. And then the one that kind of seals it, they drop Carter underneath Amon-Ra St. Brown. Really smart, Phillips underneath Amon-Ra St. Brown. Quinyon Mitchell's just sitting there waiting on it, knowing that the pressure is going to get home. If you watch the secondary, they understand they're going to get to the quarterback. They're waiting on the throw to come out of Goff's hands, and that's why you saw Jared just be so uncomfortable last night.
It was a weird game in this regard also. The propensity that Dan Campbell has for going for it on 4th down. I can give you an example. Cindy, A16. Last night, the Lions became the second team in the last 30 years to go 0 for 5 or worse on 4th down in a game. Was also a Lions game under Dan Campbell. Now, it was a windy night in Philly, so kicking was not optimal. But on the Lions' 5 4th downs, the average field position they had when going for it was the Eagles' 38-yard line. And all of the, expressions aside, the reality is, D. Wood, you were saying to me this morning, you have to have a feel for the game. You go into the game with a game plan. We think that our defense is going to struggle against the Eagles' offense. The way the game was going last night, do you think it was a mistake for Dan Campbell to go for all those 4th downs?
I do. And listen, I know that it's in Dan Campbell's DNA. He's always been the one, he's one of the foremost coaches in our league that wants to, press the gas and really go for it and be aggressive. But I also think in the course of a game, whether it's weather, just how your team is playing.
Campbell lost that game.
And the Philadelphia Eagles offense, they're not doing anything offensively.
Right.
So, in my opinion, it would have been better off playing field position, winning the field position game, and getting those field goals rather than continuously going for 4th down where you're taking away opportunities to score.
I'm 100% fine with him going for it as much as he did.
No.
3 of them were at like the 40-yard line or so.
Right. Bullshit on a night that the Eagles could not move the football. You going for it in your own territory and giving them short fields over and over again. This is one of those ones where you go ahead and you play the field position battle. And if you had kicked field goals in a couple of those situations, it's a different game. Sorry. I see so often nowadays in football where everybody is just go for it every single time. That sometimes the prudent thing is bide your time, take what you can get some points on the board, and live to fight for another day. When they kept turning the ball over and giving the Eagles, because I actually need to look and see the average starting point for the Eagles, they had great field position every single time they got the football. And it was because the Lions, they turned it over deep in their territory. They literally gave the Eagles the ball on the 11-yard line. The Eagles only got 1 yard. Only got 1 yard. Had you put them deep in their territory and made them have to punt to you, you would have gotten good field position. You might have got one of those punts that have just blown back, and you would have had incredible field position. I get it. Couple of times, no problem trying for it. But every single time, it was just like, damn the torpedoes, full steam ahead, and it was like a suicide mission.
So you're not punting the football away, and you're certainly not kicking a field goal with that weather. Down in the red zone, I would much rather go for it on 4th and goal from the 3-yard line than...
Okay, take a look at that. Just take a look at that. Look at where that position is right there. The one before, 4th down, you don't make it. You're on 49-yard line of your side of the field. You punt the football and you make them go the whole way. That one right there. You're on your 43-yard line. Punt the damn ball, live to fight another day. And on top of it, to make it even worse, you were running right at the strength of that defense, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, where you had no success at all night. At least if you're going to do that, fake the dive and do a bootleg or something, but get away from those 800-pound beasts in the middle. Stupid.
Kick and take 3 points, and if I don't get, my defense was playing so great.
Every time
So I think Dan Campbell absolutely did the right thing going for these. If not for a play here or play there, a conversion, if they block Phillips there, he's going to find that check down. This is who they are. This is also like strategy-wise.
6 points right there.
The way your defense is playing, this was the right decision. They just didn't get it done, and credit Philly.
Well, you mentioned strategy. I think going into the game, you probably had a vision of, you know what, guys, we're going to have to outscore this team. Why would you think that? 4 of your top 5 defensive backs did not play in this game.
For the Lions.
For the Lions. I don't think people realize that. Mm-hmm. They had all backups in there, and they did a tremendous job. And so, to me, I think going in, Dan Campbell probably already told his team, hey, look, guys, when in doubt, we're going for it. Yeah. Like, you know us, this is what we're going to do. I think every game is different. But you have a plan going into it, and certainly that was their plan going into this.
But maybe it gets adjusted is the point when you see that it is a low-scoring game, and your defense is holding them, and the wind is a factor in the game. Shefty.
And, Rex, you thought going into that game that the Lions defense would not be able to hold up because of all the people that they were missing. And the defense did hold off. And, by the way, every time it seems like this defense is down men in the secondary, somehow they figure out a way to get it done. It's pretty impressive on the defense side. Again, it comes back to the offense.
I think Kelvin Shepard's done an outstanding job. The defensive coordinator, a rookie, first-time defensive coordinator, has done a tremendous job. In fact, much better than the previous, coaches out there.
I'm still mad about that game last night, man. And I know Eagle fans are going to be going through Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback. Man, I'm sorry. That offense, watching the Eagles is unwatchable. It's just freaking unwatchable. All right, you good people. We'll be here live streaming. We'll probably start out early tonight with the Cowboys game. And, we'll start out early with the Cowboys game. And as always, I appreciate you all, and I will see you real soon. But right now, I got to get out of here. I got to go take care of some business.
I can't stand it anymore. I've got to get out of here. I've got to get out of here. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Stewardess, please let me handle this.
I've got to get
Calm down. Now get back to your seat. I'll take care of this. Calm down. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Doctor, you're one on the phone. Everything's going to be all right. Please.
Sister, please, I'll handle this.